Hello everyone. Today we are starting a new lesson, that is combustion and flame in chemistry. Students, already we completed two very important lessons. They are first one synthetic fibers and plastics, and second one, that is coal and petroleum. Students, today we are starting a very important lesson, third very important lesson in chemistry, that is combustion and flame. So student, in this lesson two parts are there. First part about that combustion, second part about that flame. So before knowing about detailed explanation about that very important lesson, that is combustion and flame, so just you have to know what are all concepts are there in this lesson like that. So in this lesson you have to know about definition for combustion, combustible substances, air is necessary for burning, ignition temperature, conditions necessary for combustion, how do we control fire, and also method of controlling fire like that. And also some other informations also there about types of combustions, some other informations are there. So students, first you have to know what's the meaning of that combustion like that. So simple meaning of that combustion is, that is burning like that. Burning or combustion both are same. So what is combustion or burning? So burning of some one substance like that. So that burning of the particular substance takes place by the help of or in the presence of that air or oxygen like that. Without air or oxygen, there is no process, that is what we call as combustion like that. Combustion is a chemical process and also the produce that heat and also that light. Students, first you have to know, already told you that substances involving in the combustion or substances involving in the burning in the presence of that air like that. So those substances are commonly called as combustible substances. Combustible substances means substances which burn in air to produce heat and also that light. Those substances are commonly called as combustible substances. Substances involving in the combustion, those substances are commonly called as combustible substances. So usually I already told you combustion takes place with the presence of that air or oxygen like that. So some of the examples are there for combustible substances. They are wood, coal, charcoal, kerosene, petrol, diesel, LPG, that is liquefied petroleum gas, compressed natural gas, that is commonly called as CNG, some other substances also there. Students, already told you combustible substances means substances which burn in the presence of that air and also they produce heat and also light. Some pictures are there, examples for combustible substances: wood, coal, LPG, kerosene. These substances involving in the combustion and also the produces heat and also light. Next, coming to definition for combustion, already told you combustion is a chemical process. Combustion is a chemical process in which substances reacts with the particular oxygen. Substance reacts with oxygen, finally that produce heat and also that light. That is what we call as combustion or burning. Combustion is nothing but combustion is a chemical process in which a substance reacts with oxygen to produce heat. That is what we call as combustion. Students, already told you about combustible substance. Combustible substances means substances involving in the combustion process. Those substances are commonly called as combustible substances. Substances involving in the burning or combustion, those substances are commonly called as combustible substances and also called as fuel. Students, sometimes what happens during combustion that produces heat and also sometimes that produces light also. During combustion or burning of the particular substance that produces heat and light, already told you. So that in case during combustion light will come like that. So light may be in the form of flame or maybe in the form of glow. Example, you see the picture here. So combustion of the particular candle here. So during combustion of this candle or burning of this candle, that produces what? Light in the form of flame. Here one more substance is there, so that produces that heat along with the particular light, but light in the form of glow. Already told you, so that the combustion is very much that takes place in the presence of that air, like that. Air is very much necessary for combustion. How actually combustion takes place or burning takes place with the presence of that air? Without air, what happened? Why that air is very much necessary for that combustion? How can you prove that air is very much necessary for that burning or combustion? For that, you have to conduct one experiment. So, very important experiment is there that prove that air is very much necessary for burning of that substance or combustion of the particular substance. How can you prove? You have to conduct one experiment. So for that experiment, you have to fix that lighted candle. This is lighted candle on the table. This one is table. Then you have to put glass chimney over the table. So this is glass chimney, and also you have to put over this particular table and rest it on a few wooden blocks. So this one is, that is wooden blocks. You have to keep this glass chimney on this particular wooden blocks, that in such a way that air can enter the chimney. Air can enter chimney from the below. Through that that below side, that air is entering into this particular chimney. So then, so that candle going to burn by the using of that air, like that. So then observe what happened to the flame, like that. Then now remove the blocks. So you have to take one more table here. This is table. Next you have to take lighted candle, and also you have to put this particular glass chimney over this particular that candle on this particular table. There is no wooden blocks here. Just you think what happened, like that. What happened to the particular flame? Similarly, you take another table here. This is table, and also you have to fix that candle, and also you have to place that glass chimney over this particular candle on the table. Then you put or you place a glass plate over this particular chimney, glass chimney. What happened to that flame? So in first that table, that is A, you have to place that glass chimney over this particular wooden blocks. So below this particular glass chimney, gap is there. Through that gap, that air is entering into the chimney, so that for combustion or burning of that candle takes place by using of that air. But in case of B, so there is no wooden blocks. We are not placing that glass chimney on this particular wooden blocks. There is no any space for entering that air into this particular glass chimney. There is no oxygen there. What happened to this particular C? So in third table, so you have to take the table, you have to place the glass chimney over this particular candle on the table. There is no any gap here, and also you have to place that a glass plate over this particular glass chimney also. So there is no oxygen here. So in the first table, what happened? The candle burns freely in first table. Candle burns freely in first table. Why? Because air enters the chimney from the below. So we placing this particular glass chimney over this particular wooden blocks. So below that chimney there is a gap is there. Through that gap, so that air entering into the chimney, and also that burning of that candle takes place freely. What happened to in B? In B, the candle stops burning. Why candle stops burning in B? Because air does not enter the chimney over the below. So in below the chimney there is no any gap here. So there is no entering of that air into that chimney. So that there is no burning. There is no flame also. That candle does not that candle stops burning because there is no air. What happened to this particular C? In C, the candle does not burn. Candle does not burn because air is not available. Because we place that what glass plate over this particular chimney, and also there is no any gap below the chimney for entering of the particular air. So there is no that the candle does not burn because air is not available. So this shows that the air is very much necessary for the particular burning or combustion like. So this is the experiment that shows that air is very much necessary for that burning. Students, next coming to ignition temperature. Ignition temperature is nothing but you take any combustible substances. You take kerosene, diesel, petrol, LPG, whatever it is. So that needs that starting temperature, that needs minimum temperature to ignite, minimum temperature to fire. That temperature, that is starting temperature, that is what we called as ignition temperature. So that burning of that any substance that needs minimum temperature, that temperature, that is what we called as ignition temperature. The minimum temperature at which a substance catches that fire and burns, that is what we called as ignition temperature. So a substance will not catch the fire and burn if its temperature is lower than its ignition temperature. Ignition temperature, that is starting temperature. So there is no minimum temperature, there is no that catching of that fire by the particular substance. There is no burning also if its temperature lower than its ignition temperature. So different substances, you take that kerosene that wants one temperature, that ignition temperature. You take that petrol, that ignition temperature is different from that kerosene. You take that LPG gas, so that wants ignition temperature and also different from that kerosene or petrol, and also that wood, that different ignition temperature that needs like that. So different substances have different ignition temperature. Some substances catches fire very quickly, that needs very minimum that very low ignition temperature. Some of the substances that want more ignition temperature, for example wood. So wood that takes more temperature to burn. What about that kerosene or that petrol, that less ignition temperature compared to that wood. So different substances have different ignition temperatures. For example, the ignition temperature of that kerosene, is less than the ignition temperature of the particular wood. For burning of that wood, that takes more time to burn. Ignition temperature is more. What about that kerosene? That very less, that needs very less ignition temperature. So you just put minimum temperature there, so automatically that kerosene involving in the combustion or burning like that. What about that wood? That takes more time, more ignition temperature. Similarly, substances which have very low ignition temperature, and can easily catch fire with a flame are called as inflammable substances. What's the meaning of inflammable substances? Inflammable substances means substances have very low ignition temperature. So those substances that catches fire very quickly, and also that needs very low ignition temperature. So example for inflammable substances are petrol, alcohol, LPG,
CNG, some other substances are there. You take that LPG or petrol or alcohol, you take put that fire or that ignition temperature near to the petrol, so automatically the petrol catches that fire actually, because that needs very low ignition temperature, very quickly catches that fire. That those substances are commonly called as inflammable substances. So these are all about ignition temperature. Next, coming to what are the main conditions necessary for combustion. What are the main conditions for necessary for that combustion? Combustion is nothing but the particular burning. So some of the conditions are there for combustion. First condition, that is fuel. Fuel in the form of petrol, kerosene, wood, whatever it is. So substances that involving in the combustion. For combustion, that substance that very much necessary for combustion. One more condition, that is air. For combustion or burning, so air is very much necessary. Already we proved with experiment also. Similarly, so that another very important condition, that is 8, that is ignition temperature. Just we got about ignition temperature. What is ignition temperature? That is starting temperature. You take any substances involving in the burning or combustion that needs that ignition temperature, that needs some temperature for starting temperature, that very much necessary. So three very important conditions are there for necessary for that combustion. First one, fuel. Next, air or oxygen. Next, ignition temperature or heat. Heat is not to rise the temperature beyond the ignition temperature. Similarly, a substance which will not burn without one or more of these substances. Conditions. So that the combustion process takes place without this particular fuel? No. Is combustion takes place without the particular oxygen, that air? No. So without that heat or ignition temperature, combustion process takes place? No. For combustion, all three conditions are very much necessary. A substance will not burn without one or more of these conditions. All conditions are very much necessary for that combustion. Next, coming to how do we control fire? How to control that fire like that? That is very, very important. So just I told you about conditions necessary for the producing that fire or combustion. Already told you. First condition, that is fuel. Next, air or supplying of that oxygen. Heat, or that is ignition temperature. We stopped any one of these particular conditions, so we can control that fire. So we stop that fuel, or we have to stop that supplying of that oxygen or that air. You have to control that ignition temperature. So there is no any one this particular condition, there is no firing or that combustion like that. So you have to control one of the conditions, so we can control that fire. The conditions necessary for producing fire are fuel, air, heat. Fire can be controlled by removing any one or more of these conditions. We can remove that fuel, we can remove that air, we can remove the particular heat or ignition temperature, then the fire will stop. Fire will stop like that. So fire can be controlled by removing any one or more these conditions. So you see that picture here. So this is fire extinguisher. Usually this fire extinguisher that cuts off the supply of that air, cuts off the supplying of that air to brings down the temperature. So fire extinguisher that stops that supplying of the air and also brings down the temperature of the fuel or both and controls that fire like that. See that firing takes place here, and also one person going to use that fire extinguisher. That fire extinguisher that stops that supplying of that area. Without air there is no burning here. So these are all about that we can how do we control that fire? We can control that fire so by removing any one or more of these conditions like that. And also we can use that fire extinguisher, we can control that fire, and also we have to use that water also, we can control that fire like that. So next coming to what are the main methods of controlling fire like them. Methods of controlling fire. So two methods are very important methods are they those methods are involving in the controlling that fire. So most common method for controlling that fire is that is water, by using of that water. Second one, by using of that carbon dioxide like that. So how can you control that fire? By using of that water like that. Usually water is the most common fire extinguisher. It can be used only when materials like wood, paper, etc. So in case that burning or combustion takes place, that burning of that wood, burning of that papers, so we can control by using of that water. So water cannot be used if electrical equipments are on fire. It may be fire takes place in that wood or paper, we can control by using of that water. In case fire takes place by that electrical equipments, we cannot control that fire by using of that water, because the water that conducts electricity. So fire takes place in wood or paper, we can control. So wood or paper cannot conduct that electricity. But in case of that electric equipments are involving in the fire, so we cannot control that fire by using of that water, because water conducts that electricity and can harm those trying to put out the fire, because water is good conductor that conducts electricity. And also water cannot be used to put out oil on petrol fires. In case petrol fires are the oil fires in petrol bunk, so in case fire catches near the particular petrol bunk like that, so that petrol that involving in the combustion, burning of the petrol takes place, and also we cannot control that fire by using of that water like that, because they float on water and continue to burn. In case that combustion of the petrol takes place, we put that water on the particular combustion of that petrol on that petrol, so finally so the fire will come through that water, that continue their burning like that. So by using of that water, we can control that fire only that combustion of that wood or paper like that, some other materials. So we cannot use that water if electric equipments are on fire, because water that conducts that electricity. And also water cannot be used to put out oil and petrol fires, because they float on water and continue their burning. One more method is by using of that carbon dioxide. By using of that carbon dioxide, we can easily control that fire. So for firing or that combustion process, that air is very much necessary, or oxygen is very much necessary. By passing of that carbon dioxide on that fire, so what happened, carbon dioxide percentage is more compared to that particular oxygen. So then there is no oxygen or air, so fire puts off like that by using of that carbon dioxide. So carbon dioxide is the best fire extinguisher to put out fire caused by inflammable materials. Inflammable materials means that those materials that takes very low or less ignition temperature to combustion. So carbon dioxide is the best fire extinguisher to put out fire caused by inflammable materials like oil and petrol and electrical equipments. So usually the carbon dioxide is heavier than that air. Carbon dioxide is heavier than air, and it covers the fire and covers the particular fire, and that involving in the reduce that oxygen level, and also cuts off the supplying of that oxygen and puts out the fire. And also carbon dioxide is stored usually at high pressure as liquid in cylinders. You go to the particular petrol bank, so fire extinguishers are and also stored in that particular cylinder, and also that contains that carbon dioxide or chemicals like the sodium bicarbonate, that is baking soda, potassium bicarbonate usually. So because those material chemicals are produced, that very important gas, that is carbon dioxide, so finally near to the particular fire finally cuts off that fire like that. So that gas cylinder, that is fire extinguisher, that contains that carbon dioxide is usually the stored at high pressure as liquid in cylinders, and also that contains chemicals like sodium bicarbonate, that is baking soda, potassium bicarbonate. So because those chemicals produce carbon dioxide so near to the particular fire, and also that increases the carbon dioxide level on that fire, and also that stops that supplying of that air or oxygen, finally fire puts off or cuts off like that. So these are the methods of controlling of the particular fire. First method that is by using of that water, second method by using of that carbon dioxide. Students, today we got about combustible substances with examples, definition for combustion, air is necessary for burning, ignition temperature, conditions necessary for combustion, how do we control fire, and also we got about methods of controlling fire. Students, I will give you only one homework question for you. So how can you control that fire? How can you control that fire? Students, next class I will give you complete notes for this lesson, that is what we called as combustion and flame. Thank you so much.